Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. You know, hit the like button. You guys, the earlier you do it, the better it is. I appreciate each and every one of you. You're not just a number to me. You're a person, and I want to help put money in your pocket. So if you're new to the page, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell, and follow us as we go down this road. We're going to talk about some of our favorite plays today, what's happening in the stock market. We know that the GDP numbers came out, and they were actually very good. And we're going to go from there. But you guys know, as always, this is brought to you by Stock Up You. Go ahead and let us train you how to keep more money and earn more money by understanding the overall stock market from a beginner's point of view. Now, if you've been trading since COVID, you need to take the class. It is the lowest price class out there for the content that you get. Let's get right into it. So let's look at what's happening today on the indices, or should I say in the indices. As we could see right now at the time of this, the Dow is doing good. S&P is pretty much flat, but the NASDAQ is a little low. I would call that flat, you know. I would just call this, I would give this day to the bears. I'm sorry, to the bulls. I would still say it's a great day. It's a good day. And let me see here. Why is it a good day? Because GDP numbers came out, right? We had two things that happened. The banks passed the stress test. So there was a stress test given to the banks, and they all passed, right? So look at this. I'm not going to play this video. Look at this. Dow rise 200 points after bank passed stress test. GDP, gross domestic product, revised higher, all right? And then you got live updates, okay? Jobless claims indicates the market has continued strength, says Certainty Partners Jim Lementhal, right? You know, the CNBC dude. And so the jobless claims are doing good. New homes are doing good, though existing homes are not doing as good as new homes. Low jobless numbers. And all of this stuff is still bolstering the market in a positive manner. Now, if you've been following me, you know how I do it. I did get into a Tesla play and got in and got out. I played another option today of an electric helicopter, an EV helicopter. I forget the name of it. I didn't want to bring it to you guys because it's one of those things that popped right on the news and dropped as soon as as they announced it. So I'm not even going to get into that. I think it's a risky play at this point. I'll cover it next week when I think it's in a range because it's got to cool off now. It popped up too much. All right. So let's go into some of the things that we need to look at as it pertains to what stock, one of the Magnificent Seven, that is holding the stock market up. And Apple is one of them. As you could see today, Apple is flat-ish, but green. All right. Apple is flat-ish, but green. And then our good friend Tesla is flat. Okay. Tesla is flat. So I want you guys to look at this. Let's just call Tesla flat. Let's call Apple flat. But look at this. Nvidia is also flat. All right. My good friend Stock Curry says Nvidia. And it's right. Curry is Nvidia. Who am I to be correcting anybody with English? Because you guys know I jack stuff up all the time. All right. So what our takeaway from that is, you got big tech, Nvidia. These are three of the Magnificent Seven. See there? Flat, 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 flat. On a day where the indices are all doing well. Right? So what I'm saying is, though we're enjoying this, I'm enjoying this. I was up quite handsomely, my portfolios, but I'm still optimistic, cautiously optimistic. Okay. So let's look at something else right quick. I want to show you guys some of the other stuff that is happening. Right? Let's look at the crypto bubble. Right? We could see a lot of green in there. Right? A lot of green. FTT 35, comp up 24, right? But it's a mixed bag. The ones that are up, the ones that are green, are up green more than the ones that are down. So crypto is having a good run. And here's one of the reasons why I keep buying more Mara and Riot. I just keep buying more Mara and Riot, even in my option positions, my leap options that will expire next year. Every time they cool off, I keep adding to those positions. Why? And just buying the outright stock. Why? Because these are the things that I'm looking at. Always listen for the things not seen. Okay? Remember that. Listen to the things not seen. Fidelity joins the rush of Bitcoin ETFs following BlackRock, all right, who manages anywhere from 8.7 trillion to $20 trillion. Let's just call it $10 trillion that BlackRock manages. Then we have ARK Invest and others. These are the things why, and these are the reasons why I'm into crypto, all right? Let's look at this and we'll get back to stock, okay? Let's see here. What is this? Okay. Sorry, good people. Asset management giant Fidelity Investment is again trying to launch a spot ETF according to Thursday's filing. See here? The move comes 2 weeks after BlackRock filed for its spot Bitcoin ETF, which has long been opposed by the Securities and Exchange Commission, right? So you got Fidelity trying to get into it. Then you have BlackRock. These are some of the big boys that manage trillions of dollars trying to get in it. And then we have Schwab. We have Citadel. We have some of the biggest financial institutions as far as holdings and management all trying to get a piece of Bitcoin. And so that's why I am positive and bullish on it until further notice. I'm gathering. And every time Mara and Riot comes down, every time Bitcoin comes down, I am DCAing daily, but those I will buy the dips. And yes, I will sell one of these days, okay? So let's bounce back and go to the market. Now listen to this report. And I want you guys to listen to it because I believe that it's going to help you long-term in your investment. Should I say short long-term, and then we will discuss.
No, we've seen good economic numbers. As Carl mentioned this morning, we've seen good jobless claims, good durable goods numbers, all this sort of thing. Typically, you see cyclicals perform when you're seeing the economy growing. And the economy, despite the good GDP number, I think is still slowing. The Fed is still trying to slow it down. And I think what you're not going to, people are still looking for a recession out next year, but I think that even that is in question. I think we could have a soft landing, but it's too soon for cyclicals because the economy is still on a slow growth path.
What do you think is priced into the markets right now? Mike was just talking about sentiment being somewhat measured and somewhat reflective of the fundamentals on the ground.
Yeah, it's interesting because, the Fed was very hawkish, the other day and talking about possibly 2, and some people think even 3 more rate hikes. But the fact is we are closer to the end of the rate hikes. And I think Powell made sure that we understood that. Last year was very rapid increase. He started 25, 50, then 475 in a row, then started tapering down. So I think even if we have 2 more rate increases, and I think we will have 25 bips in the June meeting, I think that's pretty much discounted in the stocks right now. And so it's a question of, you're starting to see people look for the laggards. They're looking at cyclicals, consumer cyclicals, trying to find the areas that have not run yet. But I think at best those are a trade, even small cap, because I think there's still vulnerability in the economy. We will see slowing growth. We haven't seen the lagged effect or what could happen in terms of credit tightening.
So how defensive do you get? You go back to staples?
No, Staples, that trade is over.
Yeah.
I think everything is expensive. I think, for me, I'm long a lot of the consumer discretion, names like even Walmart, which is not a big grower, but is a consistent grower, and they're doing everything right. I think you stay in the growth trade, and I think this AI trade is not over. You saw what happened with NVIDIA yesterday. It opened down, oh my gosh, China, but there is so much demand, and this AI trade is really just beginning. It's not a one-and-done kind of thing. And so I think for names like NVIDIA or Microsoft, we're going to be beneficiaries of this. You will continue to see earnings come up so that they...
So she says Microsoft and NVIDIA, we will continue to see earnings come up, all right? The discretionaries haven't done well. The normal stock that we're usually in that normally do well are not doing that well. Oil has not performed well. Gold has not performed well, which are some of the ones that you usually rotate into, cyclicals, as she was saying. So you got banks not doing well, with the exception of today because they passed the stress test. But overall, banks are not doing well. Oil is not doing well. Precious materials are not doing well via gold and the precious metals, that type of deal, not doing well. And so we look, and she named two of the big techs, NVIDIA, Microsoft. And I made a video yesterday saying that even in this AI chase, that I'm taking my money from these AI plays, the C3 AIs and the APLDs of the world, and I'm taking everything that is bolstering AI, and I am taking my winnings from those and going still into big tech. But she also said, and I agree with her on this point, that we should wait for a good entry point. So wait for them to cool off a little bit, go in, but not go in with everything, okay? Let's look at, let's see here, APLD, look at that. APLD, just when you think it's over, look at that, up 9%. Look at that, good people. And so these are the things that are, it's a yo-yo, all right? And let's see where, let's compare that to AI. Okay, sorry, C3 AI. And look at that, C3 AI, it's not up as much, but look at that. Applied Digital for the day is up 9%. C3 AI is up 72%. As a matter of fact, since we own C3 AI, remember, look at this. This is a $35 stock. Just for clicking the second link below, deposit today $100. They're going to give you a $100 coupon back, and they're going to give you 5 of the stock plus a free share of C3 AI. That is the second link below, Moo. Make your deposits today, right? Make sure that your kids take advantage of this, take the money and run. All right. So those are the things that I wanted to talk about as it is Thursday and an hour before the market closes. I'm sorry, an hour and a half before the market closes. And I just wanted to keep you guys up to date on your plays. Now, I am not holding my options long now. The only option I'm holding long right now is my Mara and my Riot Leap option calls. Those are the only ones that I'm holding long because they perform well every day. And on the days that they're red or they come down, I actually just simply buy more, right? All right. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. Leave me a comment of where you think this market is. Remember, we got another holiday coming up next week, and tomorrow is Friday. And so I would be, me personally, I'm being careful not to leave any loose ends so nothing can happen over the weekend. And if I was in an option play, I would absolutely set my stop losses. If I was just buying the stock, I would absolutely set my stop losses. All right. Hey, again, in closing, make sure you check out the top link below. Get Stock Up University, sign up for it, and you will understand everything I'm talking about. You will make money. You will see things the way I see, especially when you go into the psychology trading. I'm going to be adding more information on my psychology trading, how I make money every day. All right. All right, good people. Make sure you check out the top 2 links below. Live, love, laugh, learn. Be kind, rewind, do it again. We will see you tomorrow morning live.